Hi there. So in this tutorial I'm going to discuss TestLink software. As you can see on the screen, I have this TestLink login page. So this is provided by official TestLink team. The username and password for it are admin and admin. You can also create a new user, but as this setup is periodically purged, it is better to have the default login. Once you logged in, you'll find that it presents you with this sort of dashboard. It has a top navigation for desktop, test specification, test execution, reports, user roles and events. Now first thing you have to do is you have to create your own project. So let's start with our test project. As you can see, we have already demo projects created by other users. Okay, so let's click on create. When you do that, you'll have created from existing test project. Now the name should be Android test app. Prefix used for test case ID should be app Android test project. Okay, so it should be ADP test Android apps for user experience and performance. For that, you have to check for enhanced features like requirements feature, test priority, automation and inventory. Also make issue tracker active, then click on issue tracker. You can select from default TestLink or your Redmine or any other integration that you want. You can also disable it for time being, then click on create. Your project will be created here as Android test app with prefix as ATP. Now click on it. It will take you to editing this page. Okay, that means it works just fine. There is also API key which you can use for your development apps. Then let's go for test specification. You'll find that you have a project called test project app compare. You can switch to your own project like Android test app. Then we will reload our specifications, like go to the requirements tab. Okay, then we can create our test specifications. Then document ID 1, then title is user experience per app. User should be able to save data. User should be able to find buttons easily. User should be able to navigate to main menu easily. Okay, now just save it for time being. You can also have a section over there which I just missed. Okay, so let's go here, user experience for app, and you can edit it again. Okay, as you can see, we have our requirement specification. Then let's go for test specification. Let's just map our requirement with test. Okay, Okay, now let's go for test specifications, then let's filter for test ID. Now we can have after that let's go for test execution. There are no test plans defined, so let's create one. Test user experience. Check the requirements and check UI experience of Android app. Then click on create. This should have you a good test plan. So based on this you can create test cases, and then you have to go for execution, and then you'll have reports. So right now once we start to execute these tests, then we can integrate our test execution software or our manual result in the report. You will find the tests executed here, and number of test cases returned for the specific build will be here. After that, let's check users and roles. This section you will find that there are plenty of users that are being added here, which have different roles. Like some of them are admins, some of them are testers, some of them are with specific roles: lead, senior tester, junior testers, designers, super users, etc, etc. You can assign a specific roles, you can assign test plan roles, etc. You can also add them from the login page, or you can just add them here. Okay, you'll find their listing on this page. Let's go back to our first page and let's check the user interface of TestLink. We have gone through project management, then user roles, and we have checked specifications, also test specifications. Now we will check custom fields and user roles. User roles, as you can see in the previous page, we can assign them like tester, senior tester, guest, test designer, etc. All we have to do is select the username, and then we have to just click on save. For this demo of TestLink, we are not allowed to modify it, so we'll leave it at that. Let's come back to the custom field. As you can see, custom fields are for additional fields that we want in our test plan or defect tracking. So custom fields like, let's say, area, bandwidth, browser type, and there are plenty of other custom type added by users here, like developer ID, dev track ID, client review, etc, etc. Now let's come back to more options. We have here keyword management, which is basically controlling the number of keywords that go on in our test plan and project. We can import them or create. Let's say for a defect review, can save it and use it in our test plans. Can also use it as a tag. Now let's check for platform management. We can create a platform, export and import it. This is strictly for our tests, and we can use it in our test plan as well as test specification. Then we have inventory. Here we can have host name, IP address, purpose, hardware, owner, and the nodes for the test. You can create it. Simply type host name, IP address, who is the owner, like number of users that are within this TestLink database, then purpose of the inventory, hardware used, and nodes for that. You can edit and delete as well. Now we will check for the requirements. Like we have already gone through specification, addition, and overview. Search requirements and specification, these two fields allow us for searching of requirements. We can also check assign for requirements, which basically allow us to assign requirements to specific group, user, etc. As you can see, purpose here is set the relation between requirement and test cases, also assign relation to none or one or more requirements. So requirement to test case is the relation here, which admin can assign. Generate requirement specification document. After going through all the document, we can generate it. We just have to select it, and then we have to add all the data and then export it. You'll find that this format is pretty much common in most of the requirement specification documentation. There is table of content, requirement specification, and user experience. App is our data. Then there are revisions, author, type, total number of requirements are listed. Okay, so the more information you add, the more longer will be the document. This document will be used for test execution and our future operation. Based on this document data, we are going to execute our test and see if we are on track with the testing of our application. Then we have test specification and test cases created per user. So we have here is test project. Okay, so we can attach files here or test. Also we can add the test cases per user. Okay, so if you want to search for any such, you can check how many of such test cases are added or not added. Okay, so this is very easy to understand software. All you have to do is follow the flow from, let's say, from requirements to test project specifications, and after that we'll gather our test cases and execute test cases, and then collect the data and have our document generated. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you have any question related to this video, or if you need more specific information on TestLink, do drop your comment on the video. I'm sure me or somebody else will answer the video. I will see you in other videos. Bye.